Delighted to welcome to the program Justin Lauer playing on the PGA Tour. 70 PGA Tour starts to his credit as you got 6 top 10s, including a tie for third this past week in Mexico's best finish on the PGA Tour. 121 starts in the Korn Ferry Tour as well. 9 top 10s out there. He is a multiple-time winner amongst the professional ranks as he makes his way through this game. Pleasure to welcome into the show. Justin, how you doing? Are you getting ready to go out today?
I am, Matt. Yeah, thanks for having me.
What's going on today? It's a pleasure to have you, by the way. Do you have a pro-am or are you just practicing?
Yeah, I have a pro-am. It's not until 2:40 or something like that. So yeah, I'll go join my wife and daughter for breakfast here soon, and then just kind of take it easy this morning and start practicing sometime mid to late morning.
What happened with your tie for third at Mexico? How would you describe it?
It's a good question. Exciting, yet kind of disappointing in the end. Yeah, it was fun. I was kind of making a run. I had it to 15 under with 3 holes to go, and I thought if I can, 16 and 17 are very difficult holes. If I could somehow get through those 2 unscathed and maybe make something happen on 18. 18 is a very reachable par 5. Maybe post a number close to that 17 number. Maybe possibly that 18 number and make the leaders think about it a little bit coming down. But unfortunately wasn't able to do that. But a T3 is never a bad week on the PGA Tour.
No, and that's what I want to ask you about, because a T3 on the PGA Tour obviously is never a bad week. But I wonder if it also represents in your mind and in your emotions an ascension. And do you view it that way, that this is a path that you're on, and each time you get closer to that golden ring, you're learning something, and yes, sooner or later you're going to break through on that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of the way my whole career has gone for sure. I always kind of have some not low periods, but just kind of flat lines a little bit, and then some huge spikes every now and then, and it's kind of been that way ever since I was in high school and college, and kind of through amateur golf, and it's definitely been that way through professional golf as well. So yeah, hopefully looking to just build off of it and just kind of go from there.
Justin went to Malone University. He, in fact, was a first ballot Hall of Fame member for Malone University, the 2010 NAIA champion as well. Justin, you strike me, when I've watched you play over the years, that you strike me as having this grittiness about you. And I mean this respectfully, but you play almost as if, to my eyes as a fan, that you have like a chip on your shoulder. How would you describe your disposition?
Yeah, I probably a little bit of a chip on the shoulder type of player. I'm not your prototypical, like I never played any AJGAs growing up. I didn't play, I played mostly local junior golf and regional junior golf. I played a couple national events, but nothing crazy. I quite honestly, I wasn't very good, in junior golf. And then, I went to college and I thought I was okay. Quickly learned I wasn't very good there either. And I just kind of kept working at it, and yeah, just kind of put my nose to the grindstone type of thing, and eventually somehow made it out on the PGA Tour. So it just took a little longer than I thought it would.
That somehow making it out on the PGA Tour is obviously fired by a passion, a commitment within yourself that you were going to make it. When did you, in your heart and mind, say, regardless of how I compare to competitors at this particular time in my life, this is the path that I want. I am going to play in the PGA Tour?
Um, I probably decided somewhere when I was like 15, 16, 17. It was always kind of my dad and I's dream for me to make it to the PGA Tour and kind of share that. But um, unfortunately, I kind of shared it by myself. But I mean, yeah, it was always what I really wanted to do, and it just kind of became more of a possibility the older I got, which was kind of nice, and the better I played. But yeah, it was just something that I always wanted to do and something that my dad and I shared kind of as a dream growing up. So.
But what changed? When you you just recounted for us that as a junior you weren't as good as the top juniors in college. You discovered that you weren't playing as well as the top players, and then you end up being a top player. And to paraphrase your coach, that he's never seen a kid as devoted as you were to the game. And I'm not talking about the passion. I'm not talking about the devotion. You've explained that. I'm talking about what changed. Did you all of a sudden become a better ball striker? Did your short game come alive? What was the difference?
A little bit of both, just kind of everything really. Mentally, I improved a lot. Still working on that day to day, and physically, ball striking got better. I finally started working with a swing coach, and his name is Mike Emery. He's out of Canton, Ohio. He's been enormous in helping me and just further my career and whatnot. And yeah, I've just gotten a little bit better every year, and I've been able to just kind of keep climbing and keep just having steady improvements, and really just trying to improve every day, really.
You talk about Mike being from Canton, Ohio. You were born in Akron, Ohio. What's it like for you from the standpoint of, never forgetting where you're from type of situation, but what's it like for you to have a place that you're from that has always got your back?
Oh, it's just kind of that Northeast Ohio mentality. Just it's just kind of like whatever you like. People from Northeast Ohio, we work for what we get, and it's just a blue collar mentality. Kind of put your head down and get to work type of thing. And um, yeah, it's just I love it there. I love the mentality of it. I mean, one of my idols growing up was LeBron James. He's kind of the same way. He's obviously reached the very close to the very top of his career and whatnot, and that's on the basketball court and off the basketball court as well with his business ventures. But no, it's just kind of that Northeast Ohio, Cleveland, Akron mentality, and just very gritty, very um, I don't really know how to describe it really, but it's something special, and it's something that you're just kind of born with, really.
Very, very cool indeed. You mentioned that I guess your wife and your little girl are with you
Mhm.
traveling. How old's your daughter, if I may?
She's 14 months. Yeah.
She's an infant. All right. So how are you
Yeah.
guys? I was going to ask you, how are you doing with the balance of life? What's it like traveling with the family with you? How is your sleep when you're on the road?
So fortunately I sleep very well. My wife is a saint, and she's the one who gets up most of the nights, and whatnot when our daughter is acting fussy and whatnot. But my schedule has changed quite a bit on the road. It's a lot more structured now. We all kind of get up at the same time. We all eat breakfast at the same time. Our daughter goes to bed around 7 p.m. So it's not necessarily lights out, but it's be very quiet after 7 p.m. So it's a lot of watching Netflix or streaming something on our iPads and watching it together with AirPods and stuff like that. So, but
Love
no,
it.
it's
So I
it's
got a
been
lot of
fun.
questions.
Yeah,
A lot of questions for
yeah.
Justin Lauer as we continue here on the Fairways of Life show. Okay, Justin Lauer, you heard all the different options. Is it true that a putter that wins a major championship is like a magic wand? Would you pick that magic wand up? Would you use it, or would you give it back to Markel Kvecka? You're on the clock.
I'd probably use it for like a round or two to see if I like it, but then if I don't like it, I'd probably give it back to him, but like make him work for it. Maybe like send him some, if I knew him, like send him some pictures of like it being held ransom or something like that, and maybe get some of his team in on it and have them holding it or something like that, just to
Oh, you're a cruel man.
make him
All
think
right,
about it.
now,
But
I was watching your reaction as we played that clip when he said that his first wife, which still amuses me that he framed it that way, gave it away to a charity because she took the putter from the bag that he described as, quote, the crappy putters. She took it from the wrong bag. What if this happened to Justin Lauer? What would be the ramifications?
Uh, I, I don't think a divorce would be it, but uh, my wife doesn't really touch my clubs. I kind of have free reign of our basement at home, and I've turned it into my golf collection, golf shop, as my buddies call it. Some of them call it Golf Galaxy or PGA Tour Superstores when they walk in. But no, I don't know. There would be a talk happening afterwards. I don't know how the talk would go, but I get I haven't really won yet with a putter, so maybe maybe as soon as I win, I can have my own special rack of putters. But yeah, it would be a very very interesting situation if that happened. So.
What is your relationship with your putters or putter? Are you one that believes in trust in a long-term relationship, or is it fickle?
It's a little bit of both. I have my fair share of putters. I probably have ballpark. I probably have 70 at home,
Whoa.
maybe. Uh, but I only have like 5 or 10, maybe a rotation of five that I use. I'm rare. I use a PXG putter, so I have a variation of the same putter that I kind of go back and forth between maybe two or three of them. But as soon as I find one, I try and stick it out with that one as long as I can.
Justin Lauer is our guest. You mentioned LeBron before, kind of as, you said Northeast Ohio grit and something you're born with to kind of look up to. But I am curious about, who did you feel were your heroes, your inspiration, and maybe even mentors to you as you were coming up and making your way?
Yeah. Starting with heroes, uh, I would say Tiger growing up, just watching the game, just watching him play and making it look so easy. It was just kind of, I think we're all kind of like most of the PGA Tour players out here, we're all kind of like not haunted by that, but like we're all kind of chasing that feeling of having it look and feel so easy. And this game is just the complete opposite of that. Inspiration wise, kind of my dad and my brother. Uh, for those that don't know, they passed away when I was 15. Just they're kind of always with me, and it's just kind of my inspiration that kind of keeps me going. And then mentors, I would probably say my coach at Malone, going through going through my college years and even after. I mean, he was his name is Ken Highland. He's in his 52nd year of coaching, I believe,
Wow.
at Malone University. He's been there. I don't know why they haven't kicked him out yet, honestly, but no, he's been great. He gave me a chance when really kind of no one else would, and yeah, I'm just forever thankful for him. So.
When you mentioned your dad and you mentioned your brother, and how they're an inspiration to you and they're with you all the time, when that happened at 15 years old, how, Justin, did it not destroy you? And instead, you've been able to channel it as an inspiration that you carry with you for the rest of your life?
I don't know. It's a good question, honestly. Just like I could have very well let it kind of destroy me and take me down a path of unknown, really, even though it was basically a path of unknown um, in the long run. But yeah, it was just I just wanted to just kind of honor them and just play for them as much as I can, and just I know it never, not that I'd ever forget them, but just never forget why I go through life and why I play the game of golf and why I strive to be a good person and strive to be a good a good father, a good husband, and a good golfer, and just kind of go from there. Really, yeah.
In your example, Justin, and otherwise, in people that are struggling, whatever they're struggling with, many times with veterans that are dealing with PTSD, et cetera, Are you convinced? Do you believe that golf can be in and of itself a form of therapy?
100% it can. For me, it was. I just those kind of formative years, like when the accident happened, and they passed. I definitely used golf as therapy. I would just go to the golf course or the range and just I wasn't even working on anything really. I was just kind of there and enjoying it and just trying to um, just kind of go through it and find the joy in it and everything. And it. My dad introduced me to the game, so that's something I'll always have for sure. Just with him and whatnot. So I always have that passion with him. And then my brother was slowly getting into it. He had a lot of other interests, but he was slowly getting into it. So I always think what he'd be doing right now, and he maybe he'd be caddying for me, maybe he'd be traveling with us. Who knows? He was just kind of a free spirit. Uh, so actually, who knows what he would be doing? But no, it was definitely therapeutic for me. Just kind of going through it and then finding the enjoyment of the game through it.
As you started to make your march through the ranks of professional golf, now having reached the highest tier of the PGA Tour, when did you get one of these pinch me moments? Maybe it was with your hero Tiger Woods. I don't know what it was, but when did you have something where you either said to yourself or you whispered to the spirits of your dad and your brother and brought it back to your wife and said, "You can't believe what happened to me today"?
I've had a couple of them, just being in contention. Like I've slept on a 54 hole lead. Um, just a couple things like that. I have one Tiger Woods story that he doesn't even know he's probably involved in. It was last year in Cabo. I was just playing a practice round, and he drove up on one of the. He designed the golf course, so he was out, guess, checking out the golf course and whatnot. And I was like, well, should I go meet him or should I go practice? And I was like, I'll go practice more. He'll appreciate that. And I go to like this just impossibly hard chip shot, like kind of it's down in a swale, and it's the green's like maybe 6 or 7 feet above my head, and it's just an impossible shot. And I blade the 60 degree, maybe 40 yards over my caddy's head. And my caddy looks at me and he goes, "What's that all about?" And then I was like, "Look to your right." And he's like, "Oh yeah, completely get it now," as he's chasing the ball down the fairway. So yeah, I bladed a chip shot in front of Tiger, and he probably doesn't even realize it. But I was yeah, so it was just kind of the pinch me moment. I didn't realize it was him at first. He has an aura about him when he steps out onto the golf course, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, just a cool little story. So.
Very cool indeed. Hey, you are now right in the mix on the Swing Five. I guess the general question is, because I haven't really asked you in this form yet, how excited are you about how everything is going for you right now in your life and your golf?
It is exciting. I think I'm trending for sure, and I think yeah, I have a great opportunity to hopefully get in one of the designated events next week for Arnold Palmer's tournament, and yeah, I'm really excited about the opportunity, and hopefully I can stay patient and deliver.
Very cool. Now, these opportunities present themselves because of the entirety of what you have built around Justin Lauer, the PGA Tour professional. That includes your sponsorships. This is our way of saying thank you to you for coming on and sharing part of your life and your time with us so that you can say thank you to them, the people that help you do it. So, who have you aligned yourself with?
Yeah, PXG, Lighthouse Foods, Levelware, XMS Investments out of Chicago, Emblem Source out of Dallas. They make all the patches that you see in Major League Baseball, NCAA football. Um, who else? Play Yellow for Kids. Black Hills AI out of Idaho. Yeah, I've got a tremendous team around me, and some really good sponsors. So I'm very thankful for sure.
Yeah, that is extremely cool. The last thing I want to ask you, Justin, is that It is my personal belief that when you get to this level, you become literally your own brand. You become the Justin Lauer brand, which actually sounds like a high-end clothier or something like that. But I'm curious, what do you want the brand Justin Lauer to represent to the world?
Never really thought about that. I just I wanted to represent kind of resiliency and um, just kind of never giving up, really. And that's something I never have. I've thought about giving up multiple times, but just surround yourself with good people. I have a tremendous support system, and I'm incredibly thankful every day for them. Probably the main one is my wife, Janice. She is incredible. What she does on and off the golf course, and in my life, and kind of keeping my life relatively stress free, even though I get pretty stressed out at times. But no, I just want to be known as just a good person in the end. So
There's little doubt about that, my friend. We wish you the very, very best this week. We know that you are getting closer and closer to that breakthrough victory in the PGA Tour, and we hope that it happens very, very soon. Thank you for your time, Justin.
yeah, thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.